Anyone who takes making money seriously wants to know what are the best ways to make money. And there are hundreds, if not thousands of ways. And I don't want to use some fake money concept. So what if I would study the 50 most common ways how to make money and then pick just one of them? Well, that's exactly what I did. How to find the best way to make money? My plan was to put great ideas on the list and compare pros and cons. I knew that studying 50 ways of how to make money would take a lot of time.
I sat down and I started to write down my list of the best money-making concepts. There are so many ways to make money. I had to figure out where to start. I needed to find good sources of money-making concepts. And the first thing that came to my mind was the oldest source of wisdom, books. And these are the books I could get some inspiration from. Peter Lynch, One Upon a Wall Street. This book is the stock market classic, but it is specifically well written for those that don't really dream to become a stock market analyst, but still want to beat the stock market average. Brandon Turner, Rental Property Investing. I like practical books and this is one of them. This is a step-by-step book on how to buy a real estate property. Jeff Walker, Launch. This book is written to help you launch a business or a product. It has about 70 ideas on what type of business you can start. Tony Robbins, Money Master Game. It's mostly about personal finance, but one part of the book is about investing. You can find out more about billionaires from the stock market and how they made their money.
I didn't find more books in my library that would help me to build my list. I needed more resources, so I went to the internet. I looked for the most popular books on the internet, and the best source of that is Amazon. There are hundreds of books in the Amazon book category, business and money, but when I started to organize them, I found something fishy about these books. I found out that almost every single book in that category is about personal development. The problem is that what I needed for my purpose was a step-by-step business book that would help me to make money. I mean, I understand why there are so many books about personal development. Authors of these books are making a lot of money. And this is how I unintentionally discovered one way to make money. So I added it to my list. Moving to the next source of ideas, YouTube. It is probably one of the most underrated free learning platforms on the internet. I searched and considered many individual YouTubers who are successful in making money online. I have to say it was a challenge to stay away from all these fake gurus out there. That being said, YouTube is a great source of knowledge and it helped me a lot building this list. Every time I found a good concept on YouTube, I would just write it down to my list. There was a last source of ideas which I wanted to use, learning platforms like Udemy.com, Coursera and Skillshare and others. They have many courses that you can take advantage of and make money. I was looking for only those that could later on develop in a big business. When the list was completed, I knew that there were many concepts that didn't make it to the list, and here are some examples. By the way, if you think something important is missing, please leave a comment. There are 3 very important things to know about money that rich people understand and everyone else should as well. And that is compound money, debt, and taxes. If I want to keep up with the rich people, I need to make sure I understand these 3 things perfectly. And these are the basics that I think that everyone should know.
Compound money. If I compound money, it means I reinvest the money I make. Over time, that money that I have reinvested is becoming more and more substantial. Even the great Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Let's say if I invest $10,000, I could have in 30 years with 10% annual return, $40,000 if I take money out as soon as I make them. But with compound interest, I could have over the same period $174,000. And that is the power of compound money. Debt. There is really only one important thing to know about debt. Rich people know how to take advantage of debt and how to control risk of owing money. With this knowledge, they know how to safely access more money and use it for their purposes and opportunities with better return than the interest they have to pay. Taxes. No one likes to pay taxes, and that is why rich people found a way how to get around it. They reinvest their money they make, and that helps them to use the taxes that they would otherwise have to pay to the government to make more money. By the way, if you didn't understand some of this, one of my upcoming videos will be about compound money, debt, and taxes. If you don't want to miss out, all you have to do right now is just subscribe and you will learn everything later. Now, let's move to the next step.
Okay, these are my thoughts on what venture to start or not to start.
Sales and leads. Almost unlimited market potential.
There is never enough sales. Anytime you can bring sales, the only question any company will ask is how much it will cost. To become a great salesperson require a lot of experience, years of experience. If I could, on top of that, build a great team, I could do almost anything. Downside of sales, you don't get advantage of being first. There is nothing proprietary other than contracts. If I fall behind and competition will have better sales, that will crush me. And this is why sales should include branding. And this is something what Grant Cardone and Jordan Belfort understand more than anyone else. They're building their brand. Their brand is making sales before they make a phone call. That being said, I am not a natural salesperson. I guess I have some level of sales skills, but I don't really enjoy doing it every day, and this is why I personally give it a pass.
Dropshipping, $102 billion industry.
What is dropshipping? Dropshipping is when you have e-commerce and your focus is only on marketing and presentation. You don't need to care about filling orders because third party will take care of that. It is a great example of another business which you can scale to millions, but probably not tens of millions. I've seen many dropshippers to reach the level of millions and then they got stuck. Dropshipping has its limits, and this is something what Chris Conrady taught me. He is, in my opinion, one of the best dropshippers who are on YouTube documenting their journey. He discovered that in order to scale a dropshipping, you need to be able to create your own brand. The reason why is because successful dropshipping products get discovered very fast by competition. They will start a price war with you, and with that you start to lose market share and also the margins. And this is the number one reason why dropshipping business stops to grow.
YouTube videos, $15 billion industry.
YouTube videos are undeniably great business. Anyone can build a personal brand and then make hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. If you are not talking about something like news, then your older videos will compound your money. The main thing I don't like about YouTube as a business is that there's this huge upfront time investment and really unsure results. There are more than 50 million creators on YouTube and only top 0.03% are making more than $50,000 per month.
Paid influencer, $7 billion industry.
There are 3 reasons why anyone could become a recognized influencer. I could start on a new, fast-growing social platform. On average, there is a new social platform reaching 100 million users every single year. For example, many new influencers were discovered on the recent platform TikTok. Second reason is that the personality of the influencer is unbelievably addictive. If it's not, there's not much anyone can do about that. The third reason is that the influencer has to provide unmatchable value or entertainment for his audience. Being an influencer is not as safe as you might think. At any point, you can lose your audience or platform. For example, the US wants to ban TikTok, one of the biggest social networks on the internet. The main thing, I don't really believe that people would follow me purely for my personality, and I don't really want to wait for another social media to emerge. I can only imagine being an influencer that provides value with his content.
Podcasts, $600 million industry.
Podcasts are similar to YouTube videos and you even need less equipment. It is a growing industry and it will remain an existing category for sure. The problem is that it just doesn't make enough money. On the other hand, you can make a lot of valuable connections being a podcaster. My deciding point and my question is, isn't it a step back from the modern video content considering high revenues from the video ads? There are not that many people who made a lot of money doing podcasts.
Write an ebook, $16 billion industry.
Before writing your own book, it is crucial to be known or have authority. The reason why video authors are different from book authors is because YouTube has its own algorithm that promotes good content. Books, however, don't work this way. If you write a book, you have to connect with the right people that will help you to promote it and review it. Without that, your book would be lost. My definitive thought is that we live in a fast age. The whole process of writing an ebook is super slow. It takes so much time to write it, to read it, and then to be discovered. Not to mention that you really have to be a good author. Obviously, if you are a public person or have a good connections, writing your own book would make perfect sense.
Consultant, $250 billion industry.
In order to be consultant, I need to be well known, have knowledge and experience. If I would be a consultant, I could start teaching individuals. And after having some success, I could teach teams and maybe classes and large audiences. Consultants can charge high hourly fees from the beginning, based on their experience and their value. My deciding point is that everything depends on me. I am being the asset. I cannot delegate consultancy to someone else. People want to meet me and my brand. And businesses that are based on one person only are too risky.
Online ads and affiliates, $220 billion industry.
Anyone who can create highly visited website or blog could make a lot of money by placing ads and affiliate links to their websites. There are already many websites doing this, and I could possibly grow this to tens of millions with also very little maintenance. But the real question is how long this will take. I would depend completely on Google visitors and algorithms that will demand the highest quality of content. My main concern is that if I choose the wrong industry, I will find out after years of work that I cannot make money with my websites. As a protection, I could build multiple websites that will be in different industries, but then it is like starting multiple businesses at the same time. One website will not grow from the success of the second one, and that is an important component of compound money.
Buy and sell domains or websites. There are 366 million domains sold every year.
Buying domains was a trend 5 or 10 years ago, and definitely you can still make some money, but today you are left with limited options. Websites, on the other hand, never had their decline and haven't been talked about as well. I come from online marketing, so I know that this is an undervalued industry. The catch is that if you want to evaluate a website, you have to be an expert. Okay, my definitive thought. If you don't have enough capital with domains, you'll have to buy domains that you can flip in near future. So you would provide the cash flow to buy even more undervalued domains. And that is really difficult. There is not a bank that will lend you money for purchasing domains. This is why timing plays a huge role. You could have money in domains that will not sell for 10 years. My experience with buying websites is better. Websites tend to be more undervalued. It takes more hustle but creates better cash flows. I've had some success buying and selling websites, but to find really good deals is really hard.
Trading, almost unlimited market potential.
You can start trading with a small capital, but chances are that you will most probably lose money at the start. The problem is that there are not that many trading patterns that would not be discovered or exploited. Traders are in fact trading against each other, and therefore every trading strategy will be outdated at some point. What happens is that constant competition will force you to use different methods and try new markets that you are not familiar with. You will be forced to take risks that you are not comfortable with. Need to be said, before you throw rock on me, that many investors and funds are making trades from time to time if they see an opportunity. And these opportunities are not based on reading the chart and speculations, but on deep market analysis and research data.
Investing in stocks, $70 trillion industry.
In my opinion, I need at least $15,000 to invest in the stock market if I respect my own time. Not everyone thinks that, but there is a minimum amount that anyone should be able to invest in stocks. And if you want to take advantage of compound money, you also have to start early. Unlike trading, there is a proven way that still remains and lasts for decades. For example, value investing. But only experienced investor can evaluate companies properly. Investors are still playing against each other, but if you invest in the right company, then your wealth will grow regardless of what the stock price is at the moment. At some point, the success of the company just cannot be ignored by the market. And a good example of that is the story of Tesla. I think my main point investing in the stock market would be that there's almost unlimited potential. And also, you can use the benefit of having relatively high liquidity of your invested money.
Real estate, $9 trillion industry.
Real estate, that is probably one of the most conservative ways of how to build your wealth because of its predictive cash flow. The challenge is that it is overcrowded. It is such an obvious business that that's why many people do that. And that means that the only one way how to make some money is to simply be better or to be more effective. Good real estate investors should understand money, tax deductions and cash flow better than almost any other accountant. You have to have a credit score and down payment. Many people would buy a bad deal and then their cash flow would struggle as a result, and then they cannot buy more properties and use the real estate full potential. My main point with the real estate is that banks are willing to take the risk and lend you money. It is one of the few opportunities where you can use the leverage, in other words, other people's money, with a low interest.
Office services, $5 trillion industry.
Services, they're easy to understand business. All you have to do is to fulfill your customer needs and make them happy. Most of the times, these customers will pay you when they need an expert or they need your time. And similarly to the sales, you also need to build your brands, so you could differentiate your services. I would always prefer to offer services that can charge more for higher expertise. I would also stay away from local services, they're harder to scale. My definitive thought about services, it is one of the easiest ways how to build a company from zero. You can start as a freelancer, make a lot of money, and then still have the upside potential of building a very big company. This was the last from the list, so what to do now? Well, let's move to the next step. So, you're probably waiting to hear what is the best way to make money. During the whole video, I tried to tell you my most honest opinion on each. And I know that you are expecting me to tell you what to do. But still, this is on you to decide. But if you are really looking for the answer and if you want to get inspired, then the next video that I'm making, that is for you. Instead of just telling people what I think is the best way to make money, I would like to show you the real story of how it's done. And I will be also happy if you stay around. I enjoy doing business and I expect this journey to be a lot of fun. So, see you next time.